Hey Scorpios, welcome to your love reading where we'll take a look at how you can best call in a healthy, romantic, loving relationship into your life. And we're going to start first by seeing what overall energy is surrounding this reading for you. First out, we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And let's pull another and see what other energies are surrounding my Scorpio collective for this reading. And we have Nematona, sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. So what I'm feeling for my Scorpios out there is that when it comes to relationships and how you sort of show up in them, it really feels like I don't want to say that you're being deceptive. That sounds super harsh, even though that's the card that came out. But I think it feels like for a lot of you that you are a bit of a people pleaser, that you sort of let go of who you are and what you feel comfortable with for the sake of creating harmony or for the sake of getting someone in. You ever meet those people, who get in relationships and all of a sudden they like all of the same things that the person they met likes? Is, like you've had a friend for 15 years and they've always said, oh my God, playing video games is stupid. And they meet someone and they start dating them. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I played Call of Duty all weekend and this and that and the other. And it's like, where the hell did that come from? It's almost like the person shapeshifts into the person that they're dating. And so I feel like for a lot of my Scorpios out there, you tend to lose yourself in these relationships. And it feels like it's necessary for you to get grounded, not just in terms of your emotions, but in terms of who you are and how it is that you want to show up in relationships. I think that for you, it's going to be important for you to have a strong sense of self as you embark on, finding this ideal relationship for you, because that's going to be what allows you to show up as your most authentic self. So let's get into some tarot and see what other messages we can get from spirit for you. So starting at taking a look at what you might think about working on that can help you attract this healthy relationship, we have the 10 of Cups. So this is happiness, right? This is about having joy in your life, in yourself, and finding the joy in things around you. Now, I feel like for a lot of you out there might be a bit of a self-esteem component where you don't look at yourself. Well, you might pick yourself apart a little bit. And it doesn't take a lot to sort of make you pessimistic or make you unhappy. And I think that has to tie in a lot with how you view yourself and how you view relationships. So finding your own joy, finding your own bliss in life, independent of relationships, is going to be important. And that feels like it's a theme that sort of resonated through a lot of the readings that I've done for this. But it's true. It's true. And we also have the Three of Wands to clarify. Now, the Three of Wands is really a card of waiting for your ships to come in, right? It's a matter of having that sort of right timing where you may have been trying to move things along, maybe push things a little bit by assimilating into what the other person likes, what the other person expects, and not necessarily honoring yourself. I think that there, is a need for you to see what happens, to see what this other person brings. It's not necessary for you to always be the one to sort of kowtow to what the other person likes and what the other person expects. Maybe there are some things that you enjoy that you would like your partner to partake in with you. It doesn't necessarily always have to be you making sure that they're good or making sure that what they want is honored if you're not doing the same for yourself. Now, a skewed idea that you have about love, we have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is a very quiet card. There's not a lot of energy behind it. There's a lot of rest. It can be a bit of a peaceful card, but it almost feels as though there's a sense that you can't do anything to sort of rock the boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the person that you're dating doesn't like high heel shoes, then here you are always in sneakers. Or, it feels like a very, very passive energy. And it's like, well, I can't say anything. I can't do anything. Otherwise, they might be unhappy with me, and then the relationship's going to disappear. Well, I got news for you. At some point, the relationship's going to disappear anyway, because you're going to be unhappy. That unhappiness is going to seep into the relationship, and, oh, Jesus, peace. And it's just going to sort of go to piss from there. We also have that clarified by the King of Cups, and we also have the Page of Cups in reverse to clarify. Now, I think for a lot of my Scorpios that there seems to, I think based on your experiences, there has been very much a runner-chaser dynamic where you have engaged with someone who, when you act right, they give you all of their attention, and when you act wrong, they pull it back. Like they don't even give you the bare minimum. It's something that feels wrong. It's something I feel that has maybe created a bit of trauma for you and has called into question, at least for you, who you actually are. It feels like this back and forth has thrown your sense of self way, way off. And that seeped over into how you view relationships. It feels like, quite frankly, Scorpio, a lot of trauma. That you have been so in the zone of people pleasing and getting rewarded for doing the right things and being punished for doing the wrong things, that it's like, shit, I don't know what's right or wrong anymore. I have no idea. So how do we fix that? We have Temperance. This is finding your balance. This is getting your footing. This is acknowledging that there is a need for equal give and take in terms of your relationships. That there has to be some sort of balance that's coming through. And with the Seven of Cups, this can be a card about exploring your options, but even more than that, it's a card of being disillusioned. And so I think that being able to fix this perception that you have about love and relationships, or the experiences that you've had, is going to require you taking off these rose-colored glasses. You're going to have to take your blinders off and start seeing things for what they are. Figuring out, this sort of sense of disillusionment that you have. Why is it that you aren't able to see things for what they are? See that, this person that you've been with is just not a good match. Like, it's not a good fit, and just detaching from it. I think that comes from maybe a little bit of low self-esteem that you may have because of past relationships. But above all, you're going to have to figure out a way to get yourself grounded so that you can show up as your most authentic self and not deviate from that. And that's not to say that compromise is, not a part of any relationship, but constantly being the person to sort of acquiesce to the other one, doing the things that they want to do, saying the things that they want to hear, wearing the things that they want to see you in. That's not balanced. That's not equal. And that's not healthy at all. Now, the best way that you can accept love into your life. All right, we got two that came out here. We have the Queen of Wands, and we also have the Six of Swords in reverse. So I feel like for my Scorpios out there, you're going to have to figure out a way to get back that spark that you've lost over time. that strong sense of self, that fiery passion, that energy is like, man, you can't F with me on my worst day. Like that sort of self-confidence is going to be what you need to recapture. And with the Six of Swords, it's not necessarily about constantly figuring out a way to get to a quiet place with the person that you're with. There are some times when you just need to sort of steer that ship in a different direction altogether. And so I think that figuring out, how it is that you can arrive at a peaceful place without someone, if that's what's necessary, is going to be an important thing for you going forward. Understanding that sometimes you just cannot find common ground. You cannot find balance with certain people. And at that point, it might be a good time to say, you know what? Good talk, good lesson learned. I'm out. I hope you find who and what it is that you are looking for. Because for me, this is absolutely not it. Now, why you are worthy of a healthy relationship, we have the 10 of Wands. Now, the 10 of Wands is a card of burden. It's somebody who has carried something on their back for so long, but 10s are also cards of completion. So I think that you've been through this cycle many, many times before where you have carried this burden on your back and you're ready to release it. We have the Knight of Cups. You are ready. You are ready for someone to come in to show love, like true love, balanced and healthy, and not conditional love that's based on how you act and what you wear and what you say. And, you constantly being in agreement with what it is that they want. I think you're ready for that offer. Now, how you're going to find someone who is ready and willing and able to be in this relationship, how are they going to show up? We have the 7 of Swords in reverse. So Scorpios, you know that feeling that you had maybe when you were dating other people, that you were walking on eggshells, that you always had to have your head on a swivel because you just never knew? 7 of Swords in reverse is the opposite of that. This is my Thief in the Night card. This is someone who is sneaky and deceptive and, they do things in the cover of night. They're very underhanded. This person is going to be the antithesis of that. They are going to be open. They are going to be very transparent. There's not going to be this sense of you feeling like the other shoe is going to drop, or that you have to constantly look over your shoulder to try and figure out what it is that they want and what it is that's going on. And you are going to be so energized by them with the Ace of Wands. They are coming in with this energy, with this excitement that I think you haven't felt in quite some time, where you're just like, oh, seriously? Like, it's okay that I like pineapples on my pizza? Like, you're not mad at that? Oh, wow. So I feel like this person is going to be far more accepting of you, and they're not going to resort to, trying to, we're not going to take all of those, to trying to sort of control you or manipulate, your letting go of your needs and wants in a relationship. This feels very open. This feels very healthy. This feels very exciting. So another message from Spirit: focus on love. Look for the good in everyone. And so where I think that, if you focus on what's good about people, it's a positive thing, right? But sometimes the little bits and pieces of good are not enough if they don't align with who you are as a person. But you're not going to be able to figure that out unless you know who it is you are as a person. So I think while you are processing what you've experienced in the past, there's going to be a need for you to take some time to yourself to make sure that you're grounded and ask yourself the very hard questions. So for a lot of you out there, this is going to require doing some shadow work and saying, who am I? how did I lose myself? Why did I allow myself to be lost? And then build yourself up from there, because that strength, that sense of self is going to be what calls in this person. You're going to be in a much, much better place to evaluate who they are and what it is that you're willing to give. But once you do that work, this person's going to come in. You're not going to have to worry about them. They're going to be exciting. They're going to be open. And more than anything else, they're going to be honest. So that's what I got for my Scorpio collective. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.